First things first, as always, just check that my mic's coming through, because it is live. First things first. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, cool. Um, just an update. I've been in a different country, so I'm back in my original country now, and that's why I'm doing this video finally after like 2 or 3 months or whatever. Uh, Second of all, I've been working on my game, so haven't had too much time to kind of show live learning, though I promise I've been trying to learn, mostly mathematics, because I'm terrible at it. I'm just the worst. Like I can use the functions and ideas in it, and I can use it to kind of form my and logic programmatic sense of things, but in the real sense of the word mathematics, I haven't been using it very well. And I've been trying to think of ways or come up with, I don't know, things to just learn that might practice the idea of proofing and being sure that things are working. Let me just get my book. I forgot to get it. So I've just, I mean, as much as I, as much as it might look good, it's very little interesting stuff in here. But we start off with uh, Dirac equation, and I think to myself, well, okay, what happens if I try to plug in a set of uh, electron positions into that formula? Well, it's a set, so I have to pass it in as a function of something. Just go with me for a second. So I think to myself, let's see. I think to myself, um, ooh, where is it? Oh, I've done a lot here. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so there's nothing that interesting on here. I'm just showing you that I've been doing stuff. So I try and figure out how this might be, um, how this might come across if I were to um, formulate it mathematically. But I suppose I struggle to kind of mess with the numbers, plug stuff in, make sure they work, and it gets a bit big in my head quite quick, and I end up going back to code. I don't really want to do that because I want to be thinking about things first, plugging in numbers, seeing they work, rather than having to set up a whole bloody test framework to go and run my numbers. So what I did was I went back and just did a bit of how to do the rules of exponents and playing with vectors and matrices and all that stuff. The thing is, it made me realize I'm really bad at this stuff. So I went to the pub today, and I just thought, well, let me just see something that might be useful to my biological um, requirements. Biological computational biology. That's the one. Requirements is that I'll need some kind of um, growth kind of thing, like or differences between the rate of changes of things and all that stuff. So I had a quick look. I'm coming to the end of this. I had a quick look at differential equations and growth rate of growth and all that stuff. And there's a couple of formulas there, and I thought it's interesting how they play around with the formulations to get the parts they need. So if something equals something, then they might want to isolate one of these terms and bring it out so that this now equals the whole of the rest of the formula. I think still some of those basic rules in modifying equations escape me, evade me, whatever the word is. So I need to focus back on that. So I found this function. I think they called it basic rate of growth equation or something. And we're going to start there, basically. I want to try and see how one equation gets translated or reshaped into another. I can see some of the kind of components and steps of it, but it should be much more simple to me or more obvious to me than this. So Um, I'm going to just do a bit of a practice basically, and I'm sorry if you're watching and you're thinking this is simple. It's just one of these things I haven't learned, so got to learn at some point, and I want to learn it in a kind of intuitive, engineering, hands-on kind of approach rather than learn a rule, ABC 1 2 3. I hate that kind of stuff. It's not the way I learn. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to start off with my typical um, Greek lesson, although I will brag a little bit because I'm really proud of this now. I'm doing Finnish and oh, we're so close to the end. Yeah, exciting days. Anyway, let's go to Greek. That wasn't the plan to to brag them, but I thought whilst I'm there, I haven't touched the Greek stuff for so long, so I'm gonna probably be terrible at this. But I think we'll push on with these lessons to see how much I can remember. We'll start there, then I'll draw up the equation, and I'll start cracking away at it. Um, just one more update is that uh, although the computational biology stuff is really important to me, I've made promises to myself that I'm going to get my game done. So um, I might not do so many of these videos, but I'm still doing the work in the kind of spare time that I have. But I'm really pushing the end. Actually, one more cool thing is actually when I was in the other country that I went to, I actually started to reshape some of that Unreal Engine code that I'd written. I think I put it in here. Let's see. Whoops, something fell out. That's not good. Um, yeah, I think I started to think about. Let's see. Somewhere in here. I know it's somewhere in here. I have to get to it because I can't quite remember what I did. Um, Not that. Not that. Not that. Not that. That's that. Ooh, okay. Well, maybe I didn't do it. Must have imagined it. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So I kind of started to think a little bit more structured about the kind of layout of my Unreal Engine classes um, to encapsulate not only electrons, neutrons, protons, but also their subparticles, so the up quarks and down quarks, etc., etc. Gluons, I have no idea about. I can't remember. I just know it's a word. So yeah, we're getting somewhere. We're progressing slowly, but that's why I'm here. Finally, I just dropped something, so I want to try and find it. And there it is. Good. Okay, let's start. Oh, actually, I've also got a drink. Uh, Maybe I shouldn't have any more drink because I've already had 2 pints. So yeah, let's go from here. Okay, cool. Enough of that. 8 minutes. Jeez. Let's do this. So, which the and once again, sorry for uh, little coughs and stutters that I do. I'm a bit like tick crazy, or what is called Tourette's or whatever. So, my apologies if I make funny noises all the time.
어히마마, 어히마마, 어히,
Ohi
마마.
mama. Ohi. So the X is he. It's a little bit further down as well. It's interesting. And this little tick here, that's kind of cool. Oh, can you actually see this? Kinda. Why is it so bad quality? Oh, it's not. Okay, that's good. Good. Okay. So Ohi mama, because these are the M's. I remember that. Good.
히,
Oh, and I might cough because I've had loads of chili sauce just recently. Basically, I'm a complete mess.
히,
He. Well, I'm guessing it's this. I think that makes
히.
sense.
어히마리아,
Ohi
어히, 마리아.
Maria. Yeah, this R. Nothing else interesting there. No. Ohi. No. Ohi. I can remember that.
내게 어히.
Nay. Ooh, what is that? That's and I just said I can remember it now. I've completely forgotten it. That was no. Yes and no, I guess that is. So ne,
네,
yes. Yes and no. Ochi, no. Ochi, no. Nay, yes. K, and. I'll forget that. I always do. He is going to be this
He.
one, I guess. Well, thank you. Keep it up, slugger.
He.
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 He. Um, Select the matching pairs. I like these. I like these with the finish one as well. Ni,
Ni.
ni. Ra,
Ra.
ra. Me. Ooh, I guess it's this one.
Me.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember this now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ye.
He. He.
A. E. Okay.
Η Μαρία είναι αρχιτέκτονας.
Chmari είναι architechnotonas. So he is what? I
Τι.
can't remember. Okay. So Maria Ine is I think it is actually an architect. Architectonas. Cool. Hi Maria είναι architectonas.
Η Μαρία είναι αρχιτέκτονας.
Oh, okay, so there's not a roll on the R there.
Η Μαρία είναι αρχιτέκτονας.
Hi Maria είναι architectonas. Ah,
Η Μαρία είναι αρχιτέκτονας. Η Μαρία είναι αρχιτέκτονας.
είναι hectonas. Είναι
Η Μαρία είναι αρχιτέκτονας.
architectonas. The R is almost dropped in that. I don't know if she's saying it right, but you can only assume, right? Oh god, I just saw my face. I'm so ugly. Okay. Right. Anna, not Maria.
Άννα.
Anna. Not, which is going to be that
Όχι.
Ochi, Maria.
Μαρία.
So this is no. We know it's no. I'm guessing it's not as well. Ochio. Okay. So maybe I need this extra part
Ο.
here.
Μαρία.
Anna. Ochi I Maria. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Hannah, the Anna. Not. So it's no. Not Maria. Ooh, that's difficult to remember that one. Okay. Maria. Let's see what the guys say. Obviously, guys means guys and girls, but I just use the same term for everyone now. Why does Ana He Maria not require the definite article, but this does? Ana Ochi Maria could be a correct translation too. Next time you could report it. I was wondering the same thing. Ochi means both no and not, isn't it? Yes, but it is used as not only when it negates non-verbal phrases. Negates non-verbal phrases. But it is used as not only when it negates non-verbal phrases. So it's the negative of a non-doing thing. Negative non-doing thing. I'm not going to remember that, but okay, that's interesting. So there is some difference. Hannah Ochi Maria. Okay.
Όχι στο μουσείο.
No. Sto is I don't remember.
Στο.
At. At the museo. Όχι στο museo. No, at the museum. The architect is going to be well, I guess it's to.
Το. Αρχιτέκτονας.
Architectonas with is ine. No, it's not. What's with? I can't remember. Oh, me.
Με. Ο.
O. Cigaro. Cigaro. Cigaro.
Τσιγάρο.
Cigaro. So it's o architectonas me to siguraro. Siguraro. Cigaro. Starts with the O.
Ο Νίκος είναι ο αρχιτέκτονας.
So it's so Nikos is the architect. Ine is.
Ο αρχιτέκτονας με το τσιγάρο. Ο αρχιτέκτονας με το τσιγάρο. Ο αρχιτέκτονας με το τσιγάρο. Ο μικρόν αρχιτέκτονας
με το
τσιγάρο. Τσιγάρο. Ο αρχιτέκτονας με το τσιγάρο.
Ο αρχιτέκτονας με το τσιγάρο. Το τσιγάρο. Ο αρχιτέκτονας με το τσιγάρο. Oh, excuse me. It's not the same. Oh, I put the wrong one. Whoops. Okay, Maria is, so it's going to be
Είναι.
an architect. An.
Αρχιτέκτονας.
He Maria είναι architectonas. Nikos is the.
Είναι.
Is the. Architectonas. So it always starts with O. So Nikos is a person. So I have to say O. I guess that's the rule there. I mean, it doesn't say, does it? Interesting. Is, and then like a noun, like a thing again. So when it's a thing, I put O. Let's try that. Anna, not Maria. So it's Anna. So I'm going to do. Well, see, it's going to be her, isn't it? It's going to be her, Anna. Or. I mean, let's listen to what I just said. Although it's a capital.
Anna.
Όχι. Maria. So in this case, why is this different? Hannah, όχι, Maria. Let's see. Not obvious to me. Though I'm a little out of shape. Oh, we just read that. So it's H first. E second. Όχι. So I guess it's when you've got this I at the end, you have to do this one. And Hannah, maybe because it's shortened. Let's just try and check this out. So the architect. So it's going to be a thing. So architectonas with, which is me, and then it's going to be to cigaro.
Τσιγάρο.
Okay.
Ο αρχιτέκτονας με το τσιγάρο.
Ο αρχιτέκτονας.
Ο αρχιτέκτονας με το τσιγάρο.
Με το τσιγάρο. So it's an architect, so it's the, me, with, and then it's to cigaro. Well, it's another thing, but it's not the beginning of the sentence, maybe, so to, but then that doesn't matter before, because we had two O's. I don't know why that's different. The architect is like a thing, and cigarette is like a person, maybe. Cigarette is a kind of thing. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, and this one was Maria. Is in and it's me. No. It's just straight away architectonas. I didn't know that, so that's interesting. Nihos is going to be. So I was going to say h, but because I don't understand that anyway.
Nikos.
But it's got to be O, isn't it? Is the
Είναι.
and then the second one, excuse me, architectonas. Yeah, I don't know. And then it's Anna.
Anna.
Not όχι.
I.
Όχι. Maria. I think that's the rule there. That's a bit of a guess though. Well, there you go. Clearly out of practice. So maths is not the only thing I suck at. Oh god, how did I go up a level and I just suck so much? Um, anyway, good. Let's, I didn't mean to click that. That was that one there. Okay. Whoa, why am I so ahead? Good, okay, so let's close that down and let's get to work. So the equation I wanted to work on, once again, very difficult to kind of link to computational biology, but regardless, I still need to learn these things. So I think we start off with, um, so it's, I think it was present equals past multiplied by 1 plus uh, rate of change to the power of n. So I think n is referring to, so if you're thinking about differential equations, which this is, or at least it's in relationship to it, I think n was how many total time intervals there were, like on your graph, for example. And then rate of change is actually what I wanted to get the value of. So the next part of the equation I'll show you, it kind of shuffles that out and puts that in front. But the rate of change is just the difference between, or the average difference uh, between each peak and trough. Past is, see, this is why I'm a bit confused over it, but past is the um, like uh, last part of n, and then present is the now part of n. So I guess it's basically in relationship to the whole thing, which gives you an average. So this might be, I know, 2, and this might be 2 and that might be 1, but in total there are 2, so I put 2 here. I think that's what that means anyway. So what they do is they put, okay, well, we want the rate of change, and so they've skewed it a little bit, or they've reworked it so that it's now um, yeah, present divided by past, and I think it's all to 1 over n minus 1. So it's a little bit big to write. So what I'll do now is just reword some of these. So I'm going to say so therefore the present is c, current, right? C equals p for past, 1 plus rate of change will make that n, and then we'll make this little n the time, right? And therefore, let's say, therefore, rate of change n is equal to the present, which is c for the current, divided by the past, all 1 over n minus 1. Now, so here's the thing, right? I can go and prove that this is right by plugging in some numbers, yeah? So this is what mathematicians do, I think. So let's start here then. So there's our dude. Let's call this A, and let's call this B. And we're going to say that, I know C is unknown, so let's start with P. So the, let's say we're working with a, okay, let me just draw it. Here's a table. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be n, this will be n, like that. Let's say this is 4, and let's say this is 4. Alright, cool. So, it's going to be P will equal, I don't know, 2, n will equal 3, n will equal 4. Good, okay. And thus C will equal, and this is where we do mathematics, right? Something I'm so bad at. But we're going to plug these in. So if P is 2, then it's going to be 1 to the power of something is always 1, plus n, which is 3 to the power of 4. 3 to the power of 4 is what? 16? I think it's 16. Let's see. 3. I hate this calculator. Really do. There it is. Power of 4. Oh, sorry, it's 81. 3 to the power of 4. Oh, okay, cool. Let's do that then. So it's oh, no, hang on. Ha! Nearly made a mistake. Ooh. So it's going to be 1 plus 3, which is going to be 4. 1 plus 3 to 4. So it's going to be 2 times 4 to the power of 4. 4 to the power of 4. I should know this, but I don't. That's 10 to the power of 4. 4 to the power of 4. 256. So it's going to be 2 times 256. C equals that. So it's 512, right? Equals 512. Okay, so if that's the case, I might have made a mistake somewhere. Let's just double check it. So P is the 2, 1 plus 3, and this is the 4. So it's going to be 1 plus 3 first, because that's the brackets, bod mass. Let's just imagine that. Bod mass. And so we start with the brackets. Here they are. So 1 plus 3 is 4. And then we go to the order, which is 4 to the power of 4, which is 256. And then we multiply, so there it is. So 2 times 256 equals 512. So that seems right. Yeah. Okay. Right. So that if that's that, then that means that what was I doing? So it's going to be 200. No, 512 is equal to. So P. Oh yeah, I mean, of course that's right. Right. I'm an idiot. So that's our answer, right? For A. Let's just do this here. Okay, and then let's just delete this for a second. I don't think it's very interesting. Let's go to B. So B, let's say, so n is going to be 3. 3 equals 512. Let me just double check this because so 256 times 2 is 512. Yeah, thank you, computers. Okay. So then you've got divided by, what is this, 2, c divided by p, so c divided by p, and then it's going to be power of 1 over n minus 1. Let me just check this formula, because I have got it written down in my book, and I don't want to get it wrong and waste all my time. Yeah, it is that. Oh, but actually it's actually that, which that shouldn't make a difference. Yeah, that shouldn't make a difference. But anyway, that is the actual formula there. So let's just put that down. I don't think it should make a difference. Okay, cool. So that's that. So let's go and calculate this. It's 512 divided by 2 is 256. That's 3 equals 1 over n minus 1. So we did the brackets first, then we do the exponent. So let's do that. It's going to be No, it's not. It's not 1 over n. I'm an idiot. It's 1 over 4, right? 1 over 4, 1 over 4. So it's going to be 256 to the power of 0.25, 1 over 4, yeah. Is 4. Okay, yeah, cool. So 3 equals 4 minus 1 tick. So they are equivalent, right? That is a fact. We've got this and we're happy with it. So now the question is, well, how did they go about getting it to change around? And I think most people find this very easy, but it's just something I really need to work on because it's so crucial with all the little kind of mechanical engineering, new word, patent pending, engineering kind of tasks I'm doing. I'm thinking of these structures and trying to formalize it in a mathematical way. But actually, to do that, you need to be able to manipulate things, and so I need to learn this. So we know for sure that they're equal. Okay, good. So yeah, let's try number one. Is how did they get here? Let's try that again. So I had a few thoughts, which is, well, they've got a c divided by p here, which I thought was very interesting. But actually, if I were to divide this whole thing by p, I get out c over p. So now it's out of here, right? And then that means that equals 1 plus n, keeping the bracket for the, well, yeah, it does matter actually. Yeah, it does. This whole thing has to be there to the power of n. So this is a simple one, right? I think I got that pretty quick. I think so. We can prove that. So let's do let's see. Uh, um, c equals that. 2 times equals 512. Okay. Let's just let's just um let's just highlight this because I'm gonna look at the wrong number again and again. So it's going to be therefore 512 divided by 2 is equal to 1 plus n to the power of n in this case at least. Okay, so let's try that. So that's going to be therefore 256 is equal to 1 plus what was n? N was 3 to the power of 4. Okay, so it's going to be 4 to the power of 4, which is, we did this already, 4 to the power of 4 is, I can't remember. I cannot remember. 4 to the power of 4 to which of 6, okay. Good, okay, equals 256. So 256 clearly equals 256. So this is still right. Tick, 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 tick. Okay, tick. That's good. This is good. And this is good, right? But they've got this n on its own. So I somehow, but they've got the c over p, right? So I'm happy with that. They've got this n on its own, and there's still 1 over n. That's interesting. I've got a 1 here, but I think that corresponds to this -1. And I think what I was doing in the pub was thinking, oh, okay, but exponents, right? If you've just got something on its own, there's still a 1 there, right? It's n to the 1. So I considered that maybe that's where the 1 over n comes from. So yeah, I haven't got the answer to this, but let's carry on. Let's also just copy these down because these are kind of crucial to me. Put those over there. That's going to be 5, 12. Okay, we've got our numbers. Right, and we'll make this a bit smaller. It's very big. Yeah, okay. Next one, next try. Next try. So if this is the case, well, I feel like I've done one step in the right direction. So how do I get this 1 out? Well, I can't divide it. I need to, well, because it's plus to something, right? So I'd need to do the opposite of that. So I'd need to negate it. Does that mean that I do C over P minus 1? Well, I don't think it does, because 1 plus n is the symbol, and then I'm doing this kind of exponent. So I don't think I can take the 1 out without doing something with that exponent, right? So here's the thing. Is there a power or exponent rule that says something about if um, if I minus something, what happens to the exponent? Let's just see. I'm not sure if I'm making sense there, but let's have a look at the exponent rules. I agree, whatever. Yeah, these ones. Give it some time to load, I think. Is it not going to load? This one? There you go. Okay. So here, let's see for any negation. There's a negative, but that's not important to us. And there isn't any subtraction rule here. There isn't even any summation rule. Um, so I don't think that's something we can do, right? Yeah. So we'll try again. I don't think that's looking correct. So we still have this kind of whole symbol. We need to get rid of that exponent. And how do you get rid of the exponent? Well, I think it's the square root, isn't it? So if I did something like, well, let's just check it. So if I do 2 to the power of 2, which is 4, and if I do 4, if I do 4, the square root of 4 is 2, and I think that that might be one of these rules, you know. Yeah, look. Oh no, that's fractional exponent. Um, though it is interesting. Like maybe I can divide it by 1. Um, maybe I can divide it by 1. Okay, so let's try this again. So if I go, so we're looking at this over here, and I want to try and get it so that it's looking like this. Good. Okay, so if I try 1 and then plus n, these won't be changed, but what will be changed is I'm going to square root this all. Ah, but hang on, is it? So let me just clarify this. So if I had, um, yeah, let's also move this away a bit. It's a bit annoying actually. I think I'm getting somewhere. So if I was to do, what is this? So it's 1 plus, no. If I want 2 to the power of 2 equals 4, and the square root, so this is 2 to the power of 2 is 4, so that's the value of this whole operation, and then the square root of the value of that whole operation is going to be 2. Let me just double check that with 3. So 3 to the power of 2. No, I need to do that. 2 to the power of 3. Let's delete this. Yeah, let's just delete this. if I do 2 to the power of 3 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 4 is 16. So let me just double check that. 2 to the power of 3. There you go. Yeah, I'm glad I checked things. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Yeah, sorry, makes sense. Okay, so that's good. We've got that. And then if we go 8, what's the square root of 8? If it is 3, square root of 8, 8 square root. So it's not. Okay, so I've done this wrong somehow. So let's do the square root of well, I guess it might be 3 actually, because it's not the square root, is it? It's the 3 root, 3th root, the square root, the cube root. That's the one, 3th root. So how do I do that? Let's see. Function maybe. Not going to be trig, is it? No. And maybe this has got a second. Nope. Oh, how do I do that then? Square root. I'm glad that will disappear. That's always helpful. How do I do this? Program a date, graphing standard. Maybe it's in the standard. Nope. Scientific must be. Where's the square root? Or the x root. Oh God, I don't think it's here. Maybe I'm being an idiot. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. So there's no way of doing it in here. Okay, fine. Let's go and download an actual calculator. I bet there's a website. Scientific calculator. Square 3 cubed. Oh, here we go. Yes. Let's use this. Okay. Make it a bit bigger. Okay, so yeah, we did 2 to the power of 3 is 8, and then if I do 8, let's see, 8 to the power of something, let's do 3, we're going to get our 2, right. So this number, which is our n value, which is our n, oh no, let's say I'm making this up, right, yeah, but I just did 3, but this would be our n value, right? So let me do this with 4, so I don't confuse myself this time. 2 to the power of 4, that's 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. It's going to be 16, 16, and then, yeah, so if let's cancel that, how do I cancel it? AC? And then it's going to be 16 to the power, no, square root of 4 is going to give us our 2, right? So this is our small n, and we plug that in the value of this and then make it the root of it. So if that's the case, let's think back to this. Well, here we've got this n, so if I were to square root all of this, so it'd be square root of 1 plus n, then well, what I need is the value is in here of whatever it was. So this would be n, and then it would be, well, this is annoying. Yeah, because I need to get the answer first. So I can't do square root, right? Because I'd need the answer first, which doesn't help anyone. And then I'd need to know, but it'd be 1 plus n over here. That's what, well, no, actually it would be, to the power of it would be n over here, right? So that would be equivalent. Well, we can just double check it, right? But it doesn't help anything. Yeah, we're just squaring it and then square rooting it again. So that doesn't help. Might be missing a trick there, but anyway, let's try and move on. And we know this is equivalent still, because we've got it over here. So what else can be happening to get it to that? Well, this is all being multiplied by this, so if I were to, oh, if I were to divide this exponent, then the exponent still applies to everything over here. And what would it be divided by? 1, because it's 1n divided by 1. It says it's n to the power of 1. So it'll be, I don't really understand that. 1, where does the 1 come from? Oh, it's just 1n, isn't it? It's 1 times that, so if I divide it by 1, then I'm going to get my n. And then I'm left with this. Right, so this should now be equivalent. Oh shit, I think we've done it. We've done it, right? We've done it. So then this is going to be 256, therefore 256 to the power of 1 over n, or 0.25 is equal to 1 plus, and our n is what? It's a 3. 1 plus 3, it's going to be 4, right? So let's try that. I think we've done it. I think we've done it. 256 to the power of 0.25 is 4. 4 equals 4. So, so the missing trick was that in this, this is great. This is so cool. I love maths. Okay, good. I love maths so much. So you got, it was at this point we were a bit confused because we've got 1 plus n to the power of n. But of course, this is 1 times n. And that means that we have something to divide by, right? Like, if you imagine it, which is a lovely way of imagining, actually. So then I've got to see, it's interesting though, because I would imagine that I would have to divide all this by 1, but that equals 1, and I'm trying to move the n over. It's 1n, and because I'm trying, so this divided by 1 is 1, so it's going to be c over p, and this is, it's to the power of 1, so you can just, so it's going to be divided by n, so this is going to be divided by n. Yeah, that's a bit confusing. Alright, so we might not be quite there yet, but this is a great step, so we've got that, but I didn't quite understand it, so let's try this a little bit more. Oh, this is so junior stuff. Okay, anyway, whatever. Fucking hell. Um, yeah, 1 plus n to n. Okay, so in this case, we're saying, well, we wanna get the exponent off, so we want to divide it by n. So it's gonna be c divided by p divided by n, right? And then it's gonna be yeah. See, no, because and then you have to imagine that this is 1 here for some reason, because it's c to the power of 1. I guess as well, c divided by p. How did we get to c divided by p? We divided it. We divided p divided by p. That means everything on that side is divided by p, but the rest remains, right? Maybe that's where we're going wrong though, because maybe when we, well, okay, so p is a separate value. It's like a completely separate symbol. It's multiplied by the result of that bracket. This is multiplied by the result of this. So this thing is its own symbol. So p can stand alone. So I divide it, and c divided by p is spot on, I think. So if that's the case, we should have some coffee. That's pretty cold. Okay, so let's try and get this again. So why is it? Because even if I expand this out, if this is 1n and this is 1 of that, right? And this is 1n and this is 1. So this can really collapse. It's completely irrelevant. But I mean, if you want to get the n out, it's going to be c over p, and the opposite of exponent is square root. But okay, so the opposite of n is going to be, that would be 1 plus 1. It would be 1 plus n and the square root of that. We just set that up here. So that's not helpful. That is not helpful. So I think this is obvious, this is obvious, and this is kind of obvious as well. But then where does that 1 come from, right? So I want to get that n down. So let's Google what's the opposite of how do I get an exponent off of a bracket? How do I get an exponent off of a bracket? Let's see what. Bracket to a power. Well, actually, it might even be in this exponent. Here we go, look. You multiply it. This is the same as multiplying them. Okay, well that's good to know. So then this would be, that would be equals 1 to the 1 n. So that's going to be 1n, which is going to be 1, right? And then plus n to the n. And because that was 1, that's going to be 1n. But of course we can't do that because brackets must come first. So this works when it doesn't have a 1 in it, right? So what about this? This is plussing them together. So this is, but that's multiplication. No, that is still multiplying them together. So I still plus them. 1, 1, plus n is going to be, oh, hang on though. This is, yeah, you multiply them together, so it's going to be 1n. So it's going to be 1 plus n to the power of n. I don't think that's the same. Because if you do, yeah, that's not the same. Wait, I mean, it must be. That must be the same. Yeah, because I mean, I haven't done anything with it. So oh, that's exactly what I did up here, right? That is the operation I did. Yeah, okay. So we're already at that point. I'm an idiot, right? That's what I'm doing here. Which doesn't. Oh, no, it was. No, it's not, because that's the power of n. So this of the whole thing. So if this is that of the whole thing, then is that times that, but that is 1. So this should, because it would be 1 times something is something. So is one of it. So it's going to be. Let's just plug the numbers in. It's going to be 1 plus 3 times 3 to the power of 4. 3 to the power of 4 is 81. No, it's not the same. This is going to be, was it C over P? So C was 512, P is 2, so it's going to be 256. 256 does not equal 82. So this is wrong. And I guess it's because, yeah, it's the whole term that has to be. Let's go back to this power rule, because that's not quite adding up, is it? That is not quite adding up. Let's try and get this in a. Here we go. Right. So if that's the case, so we're not trying to multiply things here, but we do have 1. So okay, so it's going to be, it'll be 1 times n, which would be n. So it's n to the n. How is that not the same? Plus, I guess you just can't do it without, because I mean that's not the rule, right? It doesn't say about plussing, it just says about multiplication. So this is not a thing. This is not cool. Let's mark this. You cannot do it if there's a plussing in here. Is what I'm getting from this. So let's try again. Yeah, can't do that. So we need like a graveyard or something, don't we? We'll put the graveyard over there. Next one. So now we know how it works, but it's just, so I was kind of fooling myself there, thinking that I've got it, because I would imagine. So we were looking at what the opposite of exponents were, right? What's this? Nothing much. So nothing new. So what is the opposite of an exponent? A logarithm is the opposite of a power. Okay. If we take a logarithm of a number, we undo an exponentiation. Alright, let's try that then. I don't see how that really helps us. Because this would be, it would be log of C over P. Or log, wait, how does that work? So this says logarithm is the opposite of a power. In other words, if we take a logarithm of a number, we undo an exponentiation. Let's start with a simple example. If we take the base b equals 2 and raise it to the power of k, we have the expression 2 to the power of 3, or b to the power of k. The result is some number, we'll call it c, defined by 2 to the power of 3 equals c. We can use the rules of exponentiation to calculate that the result is c is equal to 2 to the power of 3, which is 8. Let's say I didn't tell you what the exponent k was. Instead, I told that the base was b equals 2, and the final result of the exponentiation was 8. C equals 8. To calculate the exponent k, you need to solve 2k equals 8. From the above calculation, we already know that k equals 3. But what if I changed my mind and told you that the result of the explanation was c equals 4? You need to solve 2k equals 4, or I could have said the result was c equals 16, 2 to the k equals 16, or c equals 1. A logarithm is a function that does all this work for you. We define one type of logarithm. Oh, you can't see this, can you? We define one type of logarithm called log base 2 and denoted log 2 to be the solution to the problems I just asked. Log base 2 is defined so that log 2 c equals k is the solution to the problem 2k equals c. For any given number c, in other words, the logarithm gives the exponent as the output if you give it the explanation result as the input. To get all the answers for the above problems, we just need to give the logarithm of the exponentiation result c, and it will give the right exponent k of 2. The solutions to the above problems are, so log 2, 8. Log 2 of 8 equals 3k. So what this is saying is, oh, you need a bit of a memory, don't you? Maths is quite memory heavy, I would say. To kind of keep this, I don't have a memory like that. Interesting. Maybe I can learn it. So in this case, it's going to be log. So this n is the 3, so k equals 3. And I want to know what the. So we could do log c over p. No, log 1 plus n. Aha, okay. Ha ha ha, okay. Log 1 plus n times c over p. This isn't right. Okay, right. First, I'm feeling a bit tired, so let me just do a blood test here first. Could be tired because I had 2 pints, but anyway, let's not talk about that. It's always good to be slightly tired whilst trying to do stuff you have no idea how to do. It's always helpful. Okay, I might be dropping down in sugars, but I'm 6.3 at the moment, so all is well. So I've got no excuses. let's start this again. This is bullshit. Let's start again. If I want to know what the opposite of that is, this is equal to c over p. So I need to do the log of c over p is c was equal to the value of that. Alright, okay, so that's wrong already. So it's actually the value of that, which was c, is 2 to 3. So that's going to be c over p. This is going to be log. And then the 3 is the k, and the value, oh no, hang on. It's, gosh, goodness me, I'm an idiot. The output is 8. If the output is 8, then c over p is the output, right? So the output is going here because the output was equal to c. Good. Now the 2 comes from here. So that's the 1 plus n. So it's going to be 1 plus n. There you go. Like that. So log of 1 plus n multiplied by c over p is equal to k, where k is the n, so it's equal to n. Got it now. Alright, cool. That is that. I don't know if that helps me, but that is actually that. So what's the log of 1 plus n is equal to, let's see if we can do that. 1 plus n is what? 3. So log of 4 is equal to log of 4 log is equal to 0.602, etc. And then it's going to be multiplied by 256 times 256 equals 154.127. Which does not equal n, right? Surely, because n we know is 4. This is so funny. So I'm guessing this is saying the log of 1 plus n is c over p. I don't know. Let's try that. So c over p is 256 log. What's that? 2.4. Okay, well that's a bit better. So log of 2.41, which just still doesn't equal n. Wrong. So that's interesting. What have I done wrong here then? I guess because I need to also multiply it by c over p. Because that's that. And I'm moving that as the opposite of over here. So that's the log of it, either that or that. And then I need to multiply it by 256. But that's not going to work either, is it? Oh dear. Yeah, I think the log of 4 was that, and then I did multiply it by 256. Yeah. So that's not the same. Um, why I don't know. You would think that would, or that surely should work if I got it right. Um, because what is the n? Well, if I want to know the n and I've got the 1 plus n, 1 plus n is, what is n? 3, so it's going to be 4. 4 to the power of 4 to the power of 4. Um, like that. C over p equals 4 to the power of 4. And so 4 to the power of 4 was what again? Is 256, yep. And so if I wanted to know that I already know it, that's the thing, right? I don't need to know. I don't need to know the answer. That's the problem. Um, so I just need the opposite of the 4. So it's going to be the square root. So it's going to be the square root of 4th c over p, which is 256, right? So can I actually do that? No. So if I do 250, oh god, right, 256 to the power to the square root of 4 is equal 4. So this whole side is now 4 equals 4, or n um, n equals 4. No, that doesn't help anyone. Oh my god. But what have I done here though? I moved to the square root, and that means I've got n. So n equals the square root of c over p to to n. That's what that equals. Right, let's give that a try then. I think that's what I've just done, but let's just write that a bit better. N is equal to the square root, or the nth square root, of c over p. And this, let's see those exponent rules again. Oh my god! Have I just, have I literally just done this? No, okay, so, but this is to the power of 1. So this is divided, so if I do, oh my god, yes, I've done it, yes! 1 divided by n. Ah, yes, 1 divided by n, there it is. 1 divided by n. And this would be now c over p, n equals c over p. Yes, is that the one? Have I got it? Oh, where's that minus gone though? Oh, that's because yeah, okay. Yeah, no, we're getting somewhere. Okay. Good. Okie dokie. So, let's take that out. Okay. So now we've got a question here again. This one, right? And where does it come from there? So it's going to be, we move the c, we move the p over to make it this, and then we want to get the n over. So we do c over p to the square root of n minus equals 1 plus n, right? Ah, we've done it. And then, God, this is so simple, yeah. Then it's going to be n square root of c over p is equal to n. Sorry, what I'm doing is negating 1, right? Negate 1. Ah, oh, yes, yes, dude. This is cool. And then we have to imagine that this is to the 1. So it's going to be, therefore, n is equal to c over p to 1. Was it x? X is the, yeah, so x goes to the top, so it's 1 divided by n minus 1. And then we want to do, we divide them first, and then we exponent them, because, but that's interesting as well. So I need to make sure I pull over brackets when there are brackets, so I need to always do that. But that's, apart from that, we've got it. We've only done and got it. Yes! Success! Boy! That's great. So there you go. There was an exponent rule. It was the fractional exponent rule. Fractional exponent rule. Yahoo! Okay, I don't know what to do now because I'm so excited that actually worked. Um, that took 2 pints and 1 hour 20 minutes to do. Sheesh. All right, cool. But I figured it out, so I feel like I've understood it properly now. The one thing is really interesting. Those little tricks to get those exponents out. Very interesting. All right, cool. Okay, so what I was doing actually with this is trying to figure out about differentials. You know, I think I might leave it here because I that's great progress, and I'm a bit tired, so I'm gonna leave it there. What I'll say is just to double down on things. I also just say it to myself because no one bloody watches anyway. I'm going to be doing this stuff in my free time. Um, I'm focusing on the game at the moment in terms of like live streaming. Like, so I won't be live streaming, but I'll still be doing this work. I'll still be working towards the goal of what we're trying to achieve. Um, hark back to episode 1. Um, I haven't been on for a while because I've been in a different country and I couldn't do it there. Um, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. Good. All right, cool. Speak to you later, guys. Oh, I have to say my thing, right? Keep loving, keep learning. That's the thing. Keep loving, keep learning. Seriously. Good fucking